Japan has so many incredible places to visit, but choosing the wrong ones can make your whole trip feel a little underwhelming, and that will be such a waste. In this video, we are sharing the sample 7-day Japan itinerary to help you make the most of your time here. We put it together based on our experience, guiding over 700 international travelers. And every spot on the list is something we genuinely recommend as locals. We will also cover what makes each place worth visiting, and which spots are especially great for families, so stick around until the end. First, let me give you full 7 days map, so you can see how everything fits together. For first time to visit to Japan, sticking to these 3 areas will keep things smooth and satisfying. Tokyo, 3 days. Mount Fuji, 1 day. Kansai, meaning Kyoto and Osaka, 3 days. You don't need to memorize every detail of how to get around. Between cities, you will mainly be using the Shinkansen bullet train. Within each city, getting one IC card means you can tap your way through trains, buses, even some shops without thinking twice. Whether you should get the JR pass, how to choose a light IC card, and what food you absolutely need to try. We cover all of that in separate videos, so check those out if you are interested. One quick note, opening hour, ticket prices, and booking rules can change. Always double check the latest info on the official website before you go. Day 1. The classic side of Tokyo with a little depth. Start the morning in Asakusa. First stop is Kaminarimon Gate for the iconic arrival photo. Then walk down Nakamise Street, grabbing some snacks along the way before reaching Sensoji Temple. Sensoji is also known as Asakusa Kannon and is Tokyo's oldest temple. Sensoji is one of the most visited temples in Japan, with reports of around 30 million visitors a year, so crowds are normal. Getting there as early as you can make a huge difference. Both are photos and just being able to moving around comfortably. For the afternoon, head to Tokyo Skytree at 634 meters tall. It's the tallest structure in Japan. The number 634 was actually chosen because it corresponds to the old name for the region, which is fun little fact to know. Observation deck is popular, so if you want to save time, booking ticket in advance is a smart move. We will put a Klook ticket link in this description. Then in the evening, make your way to Shibuya. Shibuya Scramble Crossing is famous for the wave of people that are crossed from every direction at once, with estimate of 1,000 to 2,500 people crossing in a single green light during the peak hours. It's impressive during the day, but my personal recommendation is nighttime. The neon lights, the giant screens, and the sheer pace of everything around you makes the whole feeling of Tokyo click instantly. And don't just cross it once and move on. Find a spot to watch from above and you will get a completely different experience. Day 2. Nature and culture in Tokyo. Start day 2 at Meiji Shrine. The forest around it is something special. It looks entirely natural, but it was actually created by 110,000 volunteers who planted trees. And today, it spans 70 hectares with over 200 tree species, 234 according to the official count. Walking through it, you genuinely feel like you've stepped into another world. From there, head to Shinjuku Gyoen. The land originally belonged to a feudal lord's estate and was developed into an imperial garden in 1906, then opened to the public after the war. Travel can be exhausting even when you are excited. So building in an hour of green, quiet space like this actually protect your energy for your rest of the trip. Split based on what you are into. If fashion and sweets are your thing, go to Takeshita Street in Harajuku. It's only about 350 meters long, but it's packed with colorful, creative shops and sweet streets that gives you a real taste of Tokyo youth culture just by walking through it. If anime or games or electronics are more your speed, Akihabara is a place. It started as an electronics district and now has countless specialty shops for anime and manga, drawing visitors from all over the world who come specifically for what's there. For the evening, head to Shinjuku. Walk through Kabukicho to feel the energy of Tokyo at night. Grab a photo with a Godzilla head on the building nearby. And if you have time, stop for a drink. Golden Gai is a tight cluster of tiny bars that reportedly packs close to 300 venues into an area of just about 6,600 square meters. Right nearby, Omoide Yokocho also traces back to post-war street stores and black market, and the narrow alleyway lined with tiny shops feels like a time capsule from the Showa era. Not for families with kids, the late-night areas fine to walk through quickly for the atmosphere. There's no need to go deep into it. Consider wrapping up with night view somewhere, or heading back to the hotel early to save energy for the days ahead. Before we move on, a quick word for first-time visitors who might be feeling a little nervous about navigating Tokyo on their own. Whether that's the language barrier, figuring out the trains, or just not knowing how to make the most of limited time. That's exactly what our Howzit private tour are designed for. We offer customized private tour centered in Tokyo with a dedicated guide who tailors the whole experience to what you actually want to do. If you want to see the highlights efficiently or discover local spots and food that don't show up in guidebooks, we'd love to help. Check the link in the description for more detail. Let's enjoy Japan together! Honestly, Tokyo is the kind of city that you could explore forever. But if you only have 7 days in Japan and this is your first visit, cramming everything into Tokyo is not the move. 3 days covering the classic of Asakusa, the modern energy of Skytree, and Shibuya, and the natural side of Meiji Shrine, and Shinjuku Gyoen gives you a solid feel for what Tokyo is all about. For day 3, the Bay Area is relaxing option. The Odaiba area is great for scenery and shopping, and it has plenty of indoor options if the weather turns. For example, Legoland Discovery Center Tokyo is designed for kids roughly 3 to 10 years old and has 4D cinema and various attractions, making it a real lifesaver for families. Tokyo Joypolis is another indoor amusement park that handles rainy days well. Having a day like this in the middle of your trip where you can go indoors if needed is genuinely helpful for recovering energy. If Team Love is on your list, Team Love Planet Tokyo in Toyosu is the one to go to. You walk barefoot through water and literally step inside the art. It photographs beautifully and tends to stay with you as a memory. Before leaving Tokyo, swing by Don Quixote for souvenirs. If you are planning to use a tax-free service, skimming the official guide beforehand will make checkout the register a lot smoother. Next step, Mount Fuji. The scenery about to look very different. Mount Fuji. Day 4 is all about Mount Fuji. The most common route is highway bus from Shinjuku heading toward Lake Kawaguchiko. You can go by train too, but today we will keep it simple and focus on the flow. Your base is the Lake Kawaguchiko area. Fuji itself stands at 3,776 meters, making it Japan's highest peak. In 2013, it was registered as a UNESCO World Cultural Heritage Site, as a sacred place and source of artistic inspiration. So think of today as going to see not just a mountain, but a cultural landmark. Here is our honest guide tip for the day. You don't need to climb it. If this is your first trip to Japan, especially with family, enjoying Mount Fuji as something you look at rather than climb is the right call. Taking the Kawaguchiko ropeway up gives you a stunning view of both a mountain and the lake at the same time, and it works for all ages. Mount Fuji is surprisingly hard to see on many days. Data from observation in Fuji City shows that visibility is highest in the early morning, around 8 AM, and tends to drop as the day goes on, so get to the lake area as early as you can. There are also seasonal patterns. Visibility tends to be higher from November through the February and lower from June through August. We have a full separate video on how to get there and what to do, so check it out. You can also get there by train or bus on your own, and we also run Howzit private Fuji tours if you'd like to guide for the full day. Details are in the description. Day 5. Arriving in Osaka. Take the Shinkansen from Tokyo and arrive in Osaka. If you have to describe about Osaka in one phrase, the city that takes food seriously comes close. If the Tokyo feels polished, Osaka feels raw. The people are warm, the food is incredible, and the whole city seems to run on kind of enthusiasm that's hard to explain until you are standing in the middle of it. The best place to feel that right away is Dotonbori. Dotonbori has been one of the Osaka's entertainment districts since the Edo period. Walk around the canal first. The neon signs and the giant billboards reflected in the water at night have an energy that's hard to put into words. Taking a photo in front of the Guriko Running Man sign is basically mandatory at this point. For food, the Dotonbori is where you need to try takoyaki, okonomiyaki, and kushikatsu. Takoyaki are crispy, gooey on the inside and served with sauce, mayo, and bonito flakes. Okonomiyaki in Osaka is a mixed style where all the ingredients go into the batter together before grilling, which is different from the layered Hiroshima style. The culture of eating both takoyaki and okonomiyaki is so deeply rooted in Osaka that there's a whole term for it: Konamon culture, or the culture of flour-based foods. Kushikatsu is one of the Osaka's soul foods, and the Shinsekai style comes with one unbreakable rule: no double dipping the sauce. You dip your skewer once into the shared sauce at the counter, and that's it. The rule exists for hygiene and flavor consistency, and it's one of the most well-known parts of Kushikatsu experience. Ask any staff member and they will happily explain it. Our honest take on Osaka: one day is enough. You could at University of Japan or the Osaka Aquarium if you want. If you are traveling with family and want to actually enjoy things at a comfortable pace, spending the day in Dotonbori and Shinsekai and getting to bed early is a smarter call. Your legs will thank you when you get to Kyoto the next day. Day 6 is a full day in Kyoto, and we are covering the western and southern sides of the city. A lot of people feel overwhelmed by Kyoto because there's just so much to see. But today's route is designed to flow naturally from south to west. It works really well for a first visit. Start as early as you possibly can at Fushimi Inari Taisha. This is a shrine famous for the tunnel of Torii gates winding up mountain with around 10,000 gates lining the path. It is one of the most iconic images of Kyoto, and honestly, one of the most iconic images of Japan. The shrine was founded in 711, which means it was drawing visitors long before Kyoto even became the capital. The Torii gates are donated by individuals and business as offering, which is why you will see names and company names carved into the pillars. Those are not advertisements, they are acts of prayer. Getting there before 8 a.m. makes a real difference. The crowds build up fast, and experiencing the same path in the quiet early morning is genuinely something else. Late morning, Fushimi Sake District. After Fushimi Inari, take a short walk or train ride over to Fushimi Sake District around Chushojima. Fushimi is one of Japan's most famous sake producing regions, and historic breweries like Gekkeikan and still actively operating today. It's the kind of place that doesn't feel overproduced, and that is exactly what makes it worth at stopping at. Afternoon, Arashiyama. After Arashiyama, make your own way to Arashiyama on the western edge of the city. Start at Togetsukyo Bridge and take in the view of the river and the mountains stretching behind it. From there, walk into the bamboo grove. The path is only about 400 meters long, but the feeling of being completely surrounded by bamboo on both sides, with light filtering through from above. There is a stillness that feels completely separate from the rest of the day. After the grove, head into Tenryuji Temple. The pond garden is designed so that the mountains of Arashiyama serve as a natural backdrop no matter where you are standing. It is one of those places that is easy to spend more time than you plan. Day 7. Higashiyama and heart of traditional Kyoto. The last day is about choosing only the places that truly feel like Kyoto and moving through them without rushing. One rule for day 7. Leave your luggage at hotel and start the day light. Start at Kiyomizu-dera. It has over 1200 years of history and is one of Kyoto's most recognized World Heritage sites. On a clear day, the view of Kyoto from the stage stretches all the way the mountain in the distance. Walk down from Kiyomizudera through Ninenzaka and Sannenzaka. These stone-paved lanes have been lined with tea houses and souvenir shops since the Edo period. And because the height and the buildings and the style of the signage are both regulated, the whole area has a remarkably consistent and well-preserved look. Afternoon. Ginkakuji Temple and the Philosopher's Pass. In the afternoon, make your way north to Ginkakuji, the Silver Pavilion, and walk the Philosopher's Pass on the way there or back. Ginkakuji was built by Ashikaga Yoshimasa in 1482. Unlike Kinkakuji, the Golden Pavilion, it was never actually covered in silver, but the restraint and quiet elegance is considered the perfect expression of the Japanese aesthetic known as wabi-sabi. Seeing the extravagance of Kinkakuji alongside the stillness of Ginkakuji gives you a real feel of the two ends of the Japanese idea of beauty. And the trip in Gion. This is Kyoto's most famous flower town, a historical district where Geiko and Maiko culture has been alive since the Edo period. Walk down Hanamiko Street with its stone-paved paths and lattice tea house facades lining both sides. When the lanterns are lit and the street gets quieter, it's especially worth experiencing. Coming in the evening rather than the afternoon makes a noticeable difference. One important thing to keep in mind, if you happen to see Geiko or Maiko, please do not stop them, touch them, and follow them, or take photos without permission. They are not decorated mascots for tourists. They are practitioners of a demanding cultural tradition who have trained for years. Issue has become serious enough that some alleys in Gion have posted no photography signs due to visitors' behavior. If you genuinely want to experience that world respectfully, there are opportunities to watch traditional performing arts at venues like a Gion Kobe Kaburenjo Theater. Finish the night at the Kamo River, walk along the bank, find a spot to sit, and let the whole trip set in. Looking back on everything you saw and did is the best possible way to close your trip. To sum it all up, 3 days in Tokyo to get a feel for modern Japan, 1 day at Mount Fuji to experience Japan's most iconic symbol and cultural landmark, and 3 days in Kansai to discover the deepest and the most classic version of what Japan is all about. That flow is the strongest foundation you can build for a first 7-day trip. For the details of getting around, which IC card to use, and what food you absolutely cannot leave Japan without trying, we have dedicated videos for each of those, so check those out next. If this video was helpful, subscribing to the channel and leaving a like really help us keep making videos like this. See you in the next video. No, see you in Japan. Bye. How's it?